Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Talking To. I am your host, Rufus Beal, and we are so glad that you are here today on Sunday, January 28th, 2024, on the day of the day that I think we've been waiting since 1957 for this day, for this turnaround. 35 years, did they say, or however many years it has been. We are excited about what's going on in the city of Detroit and what's going on across the country as it pertains to the Detroit Lions. We have a great show planned for you today, and we have a great guest that's going to be on our show as well. But first, let us introduce the one and the only Joanne Tolson-Fuller. Good afternoon, Joanne.
Hey, Rufus. How are you?
I'm great. How you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great. We're here.
We are here.
There's no snow.
There's no snow.
No. I'm telling you. Oh, I'll take the rain any day.
Any day. People were complaining this morning about all this rain. I said, just 2 weeks ago, it was all that negative degree weather.
Thank you.
I'll take it.
Thank you. And then ice.
And the
and
ice.
Then the snow.
And then the snow.
Oh, my goodness. Yes. I'll take this any day.
You know, that first snowfall that fell maybe 3 weeks ago, I didn't bother to go out to shovel the snow. I said, well, if they don't deliver mail, that's fine with me.
Mm-hmm.
But then when the second snow fell, I said, I got to get out there. So I went out with my shovel and I started in the walkway. I think I was out there for about maybe 30 seconds. And I said, because the snow underneath had hardened, I said, I'm not going to kill myself.
That's right. And drive over it once and that's done.
It's done.
You need to shovel it when it falls.
For
real. Mm-hmm.
Now, you know me and that outdoors.
We're just thankful you get out there in the summertime.
How about that? I was going to say, my better time is in the summertime. Thank you, Joanne Tolson. You were the great encouragement for me to get out there and plant beauty and flowers and all of that great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All of that great stuff. Well, listen, how was your day? What did you have going on?
Ooh, meetings. All day.
Okay.
All day.
Okay.
But it's a good thing. It's a good thing. The week was wonderful.
Good.
Look, we made it through another week. That's how I look at it. We made it through
I always look
week.
At it like that.
So it's been a good week. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I'm claiming this week will be a good week.
I know that's right. That's right.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about today, of course, the Lions, Detroit Lions, who will be playing today, I believe, at 6:30. I think is the word kickoff, Joanne?
Kickoff.
Kickoff is at 6:30.
Who you asking?
We're gonna have to ask our special guest. Did I say the right word?
I'm just now not calling them my pussycats.
Right. It took you the entire season.
And you know, just that they're starting to roar now. So I'm just
they roaring.
Now don't ask me about terminology, and I just want to know what the score is. That's all I want to know.
That me too. We'll
Sad to say, but it's the truth.
It is the truth. I'm telling you, our guest Carlton McAfee will be on, and he'll talk sports. Then we'll talk about self-help. But last week, after we did the show, what was it? Last week or 2 weeks ago? The Lions played last week. Well, whenever
they did, they played last week. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So they came after we did what we were doing. I just took a nap. I said, I can't even watch the game. And I don't even know the game. And maybe Carlton can teach us the ins and out of the game and who's supposed to be where. Yes, touchdown. That's all I know. Touchdown and field goal.
Field goal.
Okay.
Is that when they kick the ball?
I think that's when they kick it to that thing.
Field goal. Okay.
Yeah.
Tackle.
Tackle. We know that term.
We're making ourselves look bad.
Wait, run. Carlton, your work is going to be cut out with us too. If
He gonna wish Justin was here.
he gonna wish Justin was here. He like, don't have me back on talking sports with you two. But see, we are great students, and we will learn, and we will try to remember everything that you teach us today. And just for those of you, we have not introduced Justin because Justin is in and around and doing what he does. You know, he's a law enforcer for the city of Detroit, and so he's possibly down at Ford Field because you know they're gonna show the game on four big screens there. If he gets a chance, he'll come in and he'll join the conversation. Joanne, I got a bone. I should say a bone. I have a chip on my shoulder today.
Why?
This is why. And please tell me, join in and give me your perspective. So, you know, with everything that has gone on, like just this year, with the preacher William Murphy walking it out, with what is his name? Bishop Drew
Jakes. Sheard.
Drew Sheard.
Okay.
Talking about that the church singing should not reflect the world, and his wife was singing was it Shalimar song, and then his daughter was singing Mary J. Blige. Then with T.D. Jakes, Bishop T.D. Jakes, and then there's Gino Jennings. Now I don't know if you're familiar with Gino Jennings, but he likes to call people out. Anything that's in the news. Now he's a minister. I don't think he's a bishop, but he is a pastor. And first thing about his church, the women have to sit on one side, and the ladies have to sit on the other. Now he calls himself
old school. That's real old.
That's real old school. And that's almost like the black people.
Jewish communities, they still have that.
Yes, they do.
Orthodox Jews.
Orthodox. I said it reminds me of when the African Americans, black Negroes, had to sit up in the balcony and let the other culture take all of the good seats, especially in church, and in other places too. But that's not the chip. This is the chip that I have.
Okay.
So whatever your leader or whatever a leader may be preaching at their church. That's what they preach, and that's what they do. I just, at this point in time, I think it's just crazy that I'm going to take my preaching time at church, use that for a platform to tell some other minister that's not what they should be doing. I think if this is our doctrine and this is what we do, just preach that.
Let's preach it.
I don't think you need to finger point to somebody else. Just like when Bishop T.D. Jakes, he took the Christmas Day service or Christmas Sunday service, and he was responding to social media about him going to Sean Combs' party. And that's my chip.
You know what? Just do what you do. I'll never forget, my father told me a long time ago, you don't always have to defend yourself, because sometimes while you're defending yourself, you're causing more confusion. So sometimes, especially if you know you're innocent, If you know you're innocent,
right.
I repeat. Then sometimes you just need to sit back, relax, and let the truth come out. Deal with your stuff behind. You don't have to be all out in, telling everybody. And especially to me from the pulpit. I'm with you. From the pulpit. Right. Look, if people ask you questions, whatever, we're going to deal with this later. Right now, we're going to talk about Jesus. Or right now, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to give you a word, because I might need a word too.
Yes. But the funny thing about that is say you may be a person that's not following social media,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not really concerned about what's going on socially, because some people are like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you stopping to tell me what's going on in church when I come to praise God and to give him thanks and glory. Well, now I might have to go on my phone while I'm sitting in the sanctuary.
Thank you. Because now I'm wondering.
I'm curious.
So now, then you, after all of that, then you want to preach?
Yes.
Then you want to say, but my mind is back to what you told me before.
What you told us not to do.
So you're implanting seeds that, like you said, some people probably don't even know about. Some people might not even care about. Some people, who knows? But yeah. And I know it's hard because people want to defend themselves. Yes. I know that's hard. But we yeah.
I think
we need to do better.
Right. We hear it all the time. Silence is golden.
Silence can be golden. Yes, it can. Yes, it is.
I played for a church, and the pastor was telling me, he said, Rufus, this was years ago. He said, if anybody says something that you've done, he said, whether you did it or not, keep your mouth shut. And I always remember that. And I said, when he first said it, I was a lot younger and couldn't process it. But then after I kept thinking about it, I said, why have to say anything?
And these people are seasoned people. It's not like they're young and they're learning to, be quiet.
Be quiet.
Just, these are seasoned people. So you think they would know that sometimes it's just better to be quiet, woosah, move forward, keep doing what you do, and
zip that lip.
You come out by itself, or just stop. Just stop.
But we as a people, we talk too much. we talk too much.
We on talking to.
Oh, we on talking to? Unless you're on talking to, you can talk all you want. But if you're not on talking to, you talk too much.
You talk too much.
I have experienced, I've gone places and been in a group of people and curious, we're having a conversation. And then there's always one that wants to dominate the conversation. They're just talking. I call it yak.
Yeah, yes.
They're doing a lot of yak. And me personally, I'm looking, be quiet. Shut up. And in certain,
a lot of times talking loud ain't saying nothing. They just want
nothing.
Want to be heard.
That's it. That's it. And if we learn, they say when we learn better, we should do better. I don't know. Sometimes we're on the slow boat.
Do we learn?
We?
That's the key.
That's the key. Do we learn?
Do we want to learn?
That's even more important. But that's a better question. Do we want to learn? Things we're just out here. And when I look at different situations and things, and I look at the girls twerking, the boys twerking too, grandma twerking.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
And then
come on, y'all.
Every other scenario that's going
on social media. Everything, all their business, it's like, come on. Everybody's trying to be an influencer. Everybody's trying to be, it's like, oh, it's too much. It's too much.
It's too much. It's too much. And we become saturated with it. I mean, and I go on just really being nosy. But when I go onto the social media sites, and I'm thinking, wow, it's all the same no matter when you go. If it's daytime, nighttime, Monday, Wednesday, something crazy. They're doing something crazy. And it is just unbelievable.
Yes. Yes.
It is really unbelievable. Well, I'm not going to get on a soap. Was that on my soapbox?
That's all right. I get on mine every now and then.
Today was my turn.
Sure, you can get on the soapbox if you want to.
And just sit on it. What wasn't that a Happy Days slang? Sit on it.
Sit on it. Was it?
Was it? I think it was.
Happy Days. Sit
Happy
on
Days.
It.
I have to see.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so let me show you.
Uh-oh. Brother man.
I'm ready.
But we can't talk about it, but we sure can wear it.
We should.
I'm looking for mine too. I want a hat and a shirt.
I know.
I'm gonna get one.
I wanted to get a jersey, and then when I saw the jersey prices, I said, "Well, can you lay away a jersey? Do they even still have layaway?" That's age telling right there.
Do your own layaway. This week you put that 10 away. Next week you put that 10 away till you got your money for your
for your everything. Now see, I'm about to be bad over here. I better not. We got to guess. I don't want him thinking I'm that bad. But I'm gonna say this. In the old days of boosters.
Ooh.
Called the booster up. So you got a Lions jersey shirt. I'm just playing, I think. No, I wait before we go to our guest. When I worked at Blue Cross, there was a booster. There were two boosters. Don't know where they got them, but every payday, they would be in the stairwell, and people just get up from their desk. They run over there, and they look. They had a bag, and the word would go around on the floor. I almost called that lady's name. Thank you. Not saying her name. Fluky Joe is here. Fluky Joe. They'd get up, and this was during the time when women were going to work with rhinestone suits, and they'd have on their heels, and we didn't even work with the public. But they would be overly dressed, but they'd be over there in the stairwells, supervisors too.
So they couldn't tell on nobody.
They could really tell on nobody. But enough of my work history. Listen, the Detroit Lions are playing today, and they're in San Francisco, and I guess they're doing all of their pregame, whatever it is that they do, to get ready to play tonight, 6:30 p.m. And our special guest we're going to bring on is Carlton McAfee, and he is a sports enthusiast. He knows the game. He knows all the games.
Well, he's going to help us.
Yeah, right. So he's going to help us today. And with that, we're going to say, welcome to Talking to Carlton. How you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. And yourselves?
Welcome.
We're doing well, too.
Thank you. Good.
So, Carlton, you're stuck with us.
I got you.
We're so sorry. Apologize ahead of time.
You good. Let's kick off, by the way. You had it right.
Kick off. We were right, Joanne. We were right. So first of all, Carlton, explain to us the game of football.
So pretty much the objective is, just like any other sport, you have your scoring your scoring methods in place. The ultimate goal at the end of the day is score more points than your opponent. Same as basketball, baseball, soccer, any other sport. So with football, the main objective is you want to have key components on offense and defense that you have to have in place in order to secure the victory. Okay. So you want to have good quarterback play, which pretty much means not turning the ball over and throwing the ball to your own teammates as opposed to the other team and letting them get the ball and score. So you want to maintain possession of the ball. You want to work the ball down the field and just score as many points as you can. And then in football, you have so when you get the ball, you have 4 downs or 4 opportunities. Okay. So typically you have 3 downs to go 10 yards, right? So if you don't make that 10 yards, then by fourth down, you have to decide, okay, are we going to try to once again make 10 yards or get past that 10-yard marker, or we can punt the ball. So it's a series of decisions throughout the game, which really kind of make it interesting because you have different coaches who will always punt the ball on fourth down. But the thing about the Lions coach, Dan Campbell, he's earned the name Dan Gamble because he, more so than any other coach, will decide on fourth down instead of punting the ball to the opponent. I like my offense's chance to score, and I want to maximize our opportunities to score. So I'm going to go for it on fourth down, and that makes so the Lions are one of the more exciting teams because they're unpredictable. You never know. They don't follow the typical method of, okay, we didn't get the first down within the first three downs, so we're going to punt the ball. So that's kind of one of the reasons why they got to where they are. It's great coaching because he's a gambler. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. This year's, for the most part, it's worked out, and also it builds confidence amongst his offense because they know that the coach believes that they can make that fourth down or they can make it down the field. And for the Lions, a team that has struggled, with that had that winning mentality, he's came in and changed the whole culture into a winning environment, and they believe in themselves in part because of the confidence that the coach has instilled in them.
Now, define punt.
So punt is let's say you got the ball at the 20-yard line, and you didn't make it to the 30-yard line, and that was fourth down. So what you do is you bring your kicker onto the field. You bring your punter onto the field, and so with a punt, you just snap the ball back to the punter, and he punts it, or he kicks the ball as far downfield as he can to the opponent. It's important to have a very good punter, which the Lions have one of the best punters in the league because you want to punt the ball. The field is 100 yards. The length of the football field is 100 yards. Okay. You want to punt the ball as far down the field as possible because you want to give your opponent the ball at maybe the 5-yard line or the 10-yard line, the 15-yard line. You don't want to do a short punt because the shorter the punt, the closer they are to their own end zone. You want to kick the ball as far away as possible for them, so that because you want them to have to drive 80 or 90 yards to score, as opposed to 40 or 50 yards. It helps out your defense because your defense, will have a longer period to either stop them or maybe get a turnover to get the ball back in their hands. So you want to put your opponent in. That's like one of the games within the game, and that's a game where you coverage. Well, not that's the yard game. You want to make sure that you keep your opponent as far from the end zone as possible. So that's kind of one of the games within the game.
Okay. If you're just tuning in, it's Talking to Joanne Tolson-Fuller. I am Rufus Beal, and our special guest is Carlton McAfee, and he's explaining to you and to me the game of football. Justin is not here today. He's downtown and doing what he does. He's doing his, as I hear people say, policing. Not police, but policing. So, what do you suspect that the coach is going to talk to the team about today, prior to the game?
I think mainly just believing in themselves, just the notion that they got here for a reason, and you want to just pretty much fall back into just remember what got you there, keep doing those things because obviously you're going in the right direction. You have a lot going for you. Have confidence to know that you belong on the field with anybody. You can beat anybody, as evidenced by having a very good record this year. They've beaten teams that people didn't expect them to beat. And especially going into today's game against the San Francisco 49ers, the Niners have been one of the best teams in football, one of the top 2 or 3 teams. And they've consistently been ranked above the Lions, according to analysts all year. So they're a 7-point favorite, coming into the game. So with that being the case, the Lions pretty much have nothing to lose. With that mentality, all the major pundits are predicting a loss. So you have a chance to shock the world. So you really have a chance to prove your doubters wrong. You have a chance to really put the Lions on the map even more. So a lot of them, as an athlete, you're very competitive. So I'm sure he's probably going to try to stoke that athletic fire within them so that they come out ready to just make all the skeptics believers at the end of the game.
We want those Lions to do what those Tigers did to what's that, Sigmund, the Las Vegas guy.
Oh, Roy, yeah, I got you, Roy.
Tear them apart.
And the Pistons even won today, so we gotta get
really?
Come on, Lions.
They beat one of the best teams in the league by about 16, 17 points. So it's a good day so far for Detroit.
Who were they playing today?
Oklahoma City Thunder.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Now, Joanne, did you think the Lions were going to get as far as
you know what?
they did?
You always hope, especially in the beginning of the seasons. You always hope, and so and you know what makes me upset with the Lions is they get you all riled up because they win those first 3 games, those first 4 games, and then it's downhill from there. But we just hope, especially with the new coach, and hopefully the mindset of the players. It's time. We're overdue. It's really, really time. And hopefully, like you said, that he's continued to say, do what you do. Don't go out there. Don't get scared. Don't forget how you got here. Let's play. And hopefully they don't forget. And my thing is, I was hoping they wouldn't get, because they won so many games, that they wouldn't get not cocky, but a little arrogant, a little, and we got this, because no, you never have it until you have it.
Until you have it. Right.
And so that has always been my. So I don't know if I thought, because if they win this game, then they're in the Super Bowl, right?
They are.
So we haven't been here in years.
I know.
No.
How many years, Carlton?
Well, they last had a chance to go 32 years ago, because 1992 they made the playoffs and they beat the Dallas Cowboys. And then they were in the same position. They had the NFC Championship game. At the time, they played the Washington Redskins, which is now the Washington Commanders, and they got blown out. It wasn't even a close game. So that was their last opportunity to get to the Super Bowl. And then before 1992, the last chance, or the last time they got anywhere, was 1957. And that was really the pre-Super Bowl era. It wasn't even called Super Bowl back then. It was called the NFL World Championship. So that's the last time they won. The last time they won the championship was 1957. So it's been a long
drive. My goodness. Yes, Miss Felicia, it's our time.
Yes.
they're one of 4 teams that has never been to a Super Bowl. So hopefully there will be 3 teams after today.
Hopefully. What can you tell us about this coach?
Dan Campbell, also known as Dan Gamble. No, actually, it's a great story because he's a former Detroit Lions player. As a matter of fact,
I did not know.
Yeah, he played the tight end position. He was like a backup tight end, but he played some pretty good minutes. What makes the story even more fascinating is that Dan Campbell was on the team that a few years ago went 0-16. That didn't win 1 game and set an and tied the NFL record for losses in a season.
Wow!
So he's come full circle. So if he manages to come full circle and win a Super Bowl on a team that he was once 0-16, that'd be one of the greatest stories in sports.
Well, yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Wow.
And I'm sure he's looking to fatten his wallet. Just what they've done so far.
Oh yeah. And he's changed. Like I said, because he takes so many gambles. It's interesting because when you watch the games now, coaches he's kind of changed the mindset of other coaches. A lot of coaches who are typically are not gamble takers or risk takers at all. They're taking risks when they play the Lions because they know, well, if we get the Lions the ball, we might not see it back because they're not going to punt the ball. They're going to keep going for it. So I better go for it sometimes too.
Okay.
So they're changing their coaching mentality. So he's kind of changing what the other coaches do, predicated on what he does. So he's kind of changing the game and changing the culture of the game in that way. So he's very exciting. And he's a great motivator. You can tell by the players really believe in him. I think he has a bright future ahead of him in the coaching game.
So if you're watching and you're listening right now live, you have the opportunity to join us in the chat, and maybe you might have a question for Carlton. Maybe you need to get some clarity on your game style or whatever. But just go right into the chat, and we would be more than happy to discuss that with you. So since the Lions are predominantly a young team, maybe the oldest 27. Maybe is anybody in their 30s?
They have a few, not many players. They have Frank Ragnall's been the center for he's probably about 10 years in the league. He's probably like early 30s.
Okay.
A few players who over between 30 and 32, 33, 33. So, but mostly they are one of the younger teams in the league, and they have a lot of rookies and second-year players who are the difference makers on the team. So we should have a pretty big window of time to be competing for championships, which is exciting too.
Awesome.
So Joanne, I'm thinking, you have how many people are on the team, on a football team, Carlton?
53.
Oh.
53.
Yeah, wow. Because you have 11 players who start on offense, 11 players who start on defense, but you also have special teams. Special teams is so like when your team has to kick a field goal or kick the ball off or do the kickoff to the opponent, you typically have players who are backups because you don't want your starters to get hurt while playing special teams. You don't want your star running back, your star receiver to be on the field for a kickoff, because the kickoff is is a pretty a lot of injuries to happen on kickoffs, because you think about it, you got these star athletes who are going at you kick the ball off and you're going at breakneck speed to try to tackle the opponent way down the field, and a lot of injuries are incurred during that play. So you have your offense, you have your defense, your special teams players, you have your kicker, and you have to have a lot of backups because being in such a violent game, you have a lot of injuries that occur. So you have to have a complete roster of backups.
So I'm thinking, Joanne, when the game begins, do you have? What is the best thing to happen with the Lions when the game begins? Should they try to score then, or
I think today would be great to put the points on the board first if they would score first, because the 49ers, one of their few weaknesses, or at least perceived weaknesses, is their quarterback. They don't have a Pro Bowl quarterback, or a quarterback that really strikes fear in you. When he was drafted, he was the last pick in the NFL draft a few years ago. So he's kind of it's kind of a great story himself, because he only got on the field because two or three starters ahead of him got hurt, and no one else could play quarterback on the team except for him. And then he ended up leading the team to a very good record this year. He ended up just really helping the team to win. But they're really known for their defense. And he's more of what you would call like a game manager, where he doesn't turn the ball over. He doesn't really hurt the team, but he's not the type of player that will just straight up win the game himself with his ability. He's more of a person that just doesn't make mistakes, keeps it even keel so that the offense won't hurt the team. But on the flip side, he doesn't make great plays like some all-star type level players do. So that could work to the Lions' advantage.
So what did you think about Stafford being back in the city last week, and then his wife having all these complaints about she couldn't sit somewhere? Or
she's always been a kind of a firecracker.
Has she?
Oh yeah, she's always she's very Karen-ish. So yeah, she always has something to say, but. I mean, but the main thing with that is it's a game, and I think they have to remember that the Lions fans just want to win. It's been such a long time. It's not that we dislike the Staffords; it's just that we really wanted to win.
We wanted to win,
and you didn't want to create an environment where Matt Stafford came into Ford Field feeling like he still played for the Lions.
Exactly.
No, hey, today you're the enemy.
Right.
We love you.
You're on the other team.
You're on the other team. And if they could have had their way, those business owners who said, turn in your Stafford jersey, they would have really been upset.
Oh, they would have really been upset for sure. For sure. Yeah. But it was nothing personal. It's just business.
It's just business. Okay, that's Godfather all day, Carlton.
Yeah.
Not personal. It's business. The media and Detroit Lions. What's your perspective on that?
You know, it's interesting because Stephen A. Smith, who's this huge ESPN personality, he calls it uproar Detroit because it's amazing how people just like to take pot shots at Detroit
Yes.
For no apparent reason. It's like, first of all, we're talking about football.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about the Lions, you know, and their, you know, historic rise, you know, from the ashes. And all of a sudden, he's on ESPN and he's talking about, oh, Detroit. It's such it's so much to spare. You know, I'm like, why is this even a topic? Like, where did this come from?
Exactly.
You know, so it's like but I mean, I've seen the flip side too. I've seen the negative aspect, but I've also seen people who I didn't even know, you know, were Lions fans who come out the woodwork too. So I've seen the full gamut of it, you know, the social media, you know. So it's been interesting.
But you know what? We're Detroit. We're the big D.
Mm-hmm.
We could take it.
Oh yeah,
we could take it, and we've always taken it. So guess what? And they're gonna really be mad if we win this game today, or when we win this game today. So guess what? Hey, we're gonna keep moving, keep moving forward. That's it.
You know what the church saints say? Well, favor ain't fair.
That's right. And also, what the streets say? Let the haters hate.
Okay,
that's right.
More importantly.
Okay.
Now, Carlton, can you see this comment?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I you know what, they may give him an honorary ring. I would think. Mm-hmm. You know, they did make him, the NFL selected him to be the team captain for the Lions, like an honorary captain today. So
really?
I think you'll see Barry's time for the Lions and Jerry Rice for the 49ers. Jerry Rice is probably the greatest receiver of all time, if not the best football player of all time. He's in that discussion. So they were selected as the honorary captain. So that's one honor that the NFL did give to both of those guys.
Now, what has Barry been on the news or haven't been making any comments about this season of the Lions?
Oh yeah. He's been attending a lot of the games. He was at the first playoff game. He was traveling and didn't make the second playoff game. But yeah, you know, he's a huge Lions supporter. Mm-hmm. So there were a few years after he retired where they weren't on the best of terms. Mm-hmm. But in the past, I would say about 10 years, Barry has been, you know, highly involved in the Lions organization. And a few years ago, one great thing about the current owner, Sheila Ford, is that Calvin Johnson, who once was on the outs with the organization because he, like Barry, you know, retired, you know, with no notice, kind of just left the game. Mm-hmm. It was a Hall of Fame level player. He recently, you know, got back in the graces of the Lions organization, and he's been at all the games. He's been promoting the team, you know, very well. So she's kind of brought back some of the star players who had left under terms back under the Lions umbrella. So it's a good time for the past players too.
And that's a good I would say a good display of sportsmanship. Mm-hmm. On both of their sides, mm-hmm. on the owner as well as the players, and I think it does something for the fans to be able to witness this, and like with the history you just gave, and then to see them come back home and be rah-rah, and the cheer team for the Lions, it's just an energy that everybody can feel.
Oh yeah, yep, it is, and it's felt amongst the fans. You can tell just walking around or just being around the city, wherever you go, you can just kind of feel the intensity, the excitement. So it's a great time to be a Lions fan.
Yes, it is.
I was telling Joanne and I think Justin that a couple of weeks ago when they were playing, the Lions were playing, and I went out to breakfast with two friends, and we were leaving the restaurant, and I happened to notice. It was the day the game that they played Dallas. Mm-hmm. She had on a Dallas Cowboy jacket. I said, "You walk up." I said, "You got that jacket on here?" The day after they had won. And then, wait, this is her excuse. My husband gave me this jacket. Don't wear it today.
No.
And then some of the patrons of the restaurant heard me fussing. They were like, "Yeah, get out of here."
Yeah, especially not the Cowboys. No,
not the Cowboys. Yeah, those crying babies. No.
Oh my goodness.
Well, Carlton, before you go, is there anything else that you want to add or want to share with us about the Detroit Lions?
Just win or lose, it's been a very exciting season. I'm very proud of this team, as we all should be. So let's just root for them, and may the best team win. But I think the best team was our Lions, so we got to.
I agree.
And one other thing, the Super Bowl is on my birthday this year.
Is it really?
We win in Super Bowl on my birthday.
Let the party begin.
Let the party begin.
See, that always gets me in trouble, Carlton. Just can't let it go. No. But before you go, U of M's new coach.
I'm excited to see that. I'm a true Spartan. I'm a bleed green Spartan grad, but I'm happy for him. I'm happy. Our black coach didn't work out too well, so hopefully,
that's right. I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Hopefully, it won't be the same.
I was gonna keep quiet, Carlton. I know when to give respect.
So hopefully, it'll be a different story for him. I was. What does Easter Ray say? Want all of us to win. So
right.
Except when they play us. So.
We're gonna give you that, and they have a game coming up. What, in 2 or 3 weeks?
Well, we played them in basketball on Tuesday, I want to say.
Oh, that's Tuesday. Okay, yeah, I knew that there was a game coming up with that with U of M and Michigan. Yeah. Well, Carlton, it's been an honor to have you on today. You've got to come back, and especially when Justin is not working.
Yep.
And we can continue some sports talk. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Yes,
and
yes.
And go Lions.
Go Lions.
All right.
Have a great one, buddy.
All right.
That was Carlton McAfee, our special guest today, and we were shooting the breeze, talking about none other than the Detroit Lions, and we all that everybody says this, Joanne, on I don't care what posts they say or what they're talking about on social media, amazing. So we're looking for an amazing game. We
are. I hope they win. I really do.
I do too.
Detroit is already lit, like Carlton said. It's already lit. And it's going to really be lit. I mean, just like he said, you could feel it in the air. And go downtown.
Oh, my God.
You can just feel the atmosphere. So, come on, Lions. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You're the king of the jungle. Come on.
That's it.
Come on.
Well, one of our other topics today is going to be about self-help, and Carlton had just talked about what probably is the conversation going on in the room, in the locker room with the Lions, and he talked about confidence and keeping your focus. Let's talk a little. And this is January, and everybody is always trying to do some type of self-help, self-improvement. During the month or starting the year with affirmations or certain things. What are some of the things that we can do, Joanne, to
we like you said, January it's a new year, a new day, a new start, so a lot of people have resolutions. Some people don't call them resolutions, but they just, for me, I don't have resolutions, but I just know that I want to do better. And 2024 is going to be better than 2023 for me. And not that it was bad. It was just, I just want it to be, I just want to keep moving forward, keep moving upward. And so a lot of focus now is on, I call it self-preservation. Some people call it self-care, self-help. And we as we look around, how it's crazy out here.
Yes, it is.
It's crazy. It's stressful out here. Life can be very stressful. But as we look around and we see, we need to take care of ourselves. And a lot of us, as we're taking care of children, spouses, grandchildren, parents, I never thought I would be at the top of the food chain.
And that's something.
Really, it's something. I remember my parents were my age.
Yeah. And
so that we have to realize that we need that self-care. We need that self-preservation. And so there are four dimensions, I should say, of self-care.
Okay.
We have our emotional self-care. We have our physical self-care. We have our psychological self-care.
Yes.
And we have our spiritual self-care, our spiritual health. And so our physical, we know that that's our body.
Right.
You know, as I'm realizing, as I don't like saying getting older, but as I'm maturing, I realize that I have to take care of my body more and more and more.
Yes.
I have to take care of me. I do. I have to focus on me. So whether that's exercising, whether that's, you know, and my husband and I, we were talking just last night how we used to be able to eat whatever we wanted to eat. Can't do it anymore.
Can't do it anymore.
You know, because now you got indigestion and acid reflux.
Acid reflux. Got the yippers belching all the time. Like, who was that?
I'm telling you. But that's taking care of our bodies. So we have to be conscious. We have to know our bodies, first of all. You know, women and men, we have to know our bodies. So when something changes, we have to get our physicals every year. Yes. We should be getting our physicals. Women, get your mammograms. Men, get your prostates checked. You know, let's take care of us. Take care of us. If we say to me, how can you love someone else when you don't love yourself enough to take care of you?
Take care of yourself.
To take care of you.
And it's so interesting that I have heard, and mostly from women than men, speaking about or speaking to their husbands, the importance. Baby, don't do that. Don't eat that. Why are you doing that? You got to get up and move. And I don't know what it is about the male psyche. I think it's probably ego. It's probably ego.
Yes. You said it, I didn't.
Yeah, I said it. That we think, yeah, that might be true. Maybe I should cut back on the salt. But I'm a man. It's all right if I get a belly. No, it's not.
Right. No, it's not.
But, you know, because that can cause a lot of health issues.
Yes.
Yet alone how it distorts your appearance.
Yes.
And we are the especially African American men, we are as if the doctor or taking care of us taking care of the physical is like taboo.
Thank you. Ain't nobody tell me what to do. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what I can eat and what I can't eat. I'm be fine. I'm be good. Yes. You know, look at, and I don't know, so I'm not assuming, but Martin Luther King Dexter, who just died of prostate cancer. And he was young. And most men nowadays don't die of prostate cancer.
I was just gonna say that. That's not the norm now.
They say I don't know, because if someone out there knows, but they say that's one of the slowest growing cancers. And most men who, when they detect it, they live 20, 30, 40 years after they've dealt with it.
They dealt with it.
So just to think that, you know, he was young. To me, that was young.
Yes.
For him to die of prostate cancer.
And you know, speaking of that, that's what happened to Carlton Pearson. And when I was reading something about it, he had that for a long time. It went into remission. And then it came out of remission and went back into remission. And I'm telling you, Joanne, I saw him social media up on his feet. And then like 2 months later, I was just scrolling through and I saw him and I was like, what happened to him?
Wow. We don't know.
But
that's self-care. So that's those physicals, yearly physicals. Hey, you know, and pray to God you have insurance so that you can do that. You know, we don't know everybody's circumstance, but yeah, take care of you. Take care of you. And the second is emotional health.
I was just going to say that
Our emotional health. And that's what we see a lot in this world that's going on today, is that they call it mental health. And it is mental health, but it's emotional health too.
Yes.
You know, that to love yourself, to take care of yourself, to be in a relationship with yourself, which to me covers that physical, covers a lot of things, but it's that emotional health that you have to not allow people to take you there all the time.
That's right.
Not allow people to use
That is so right.
Sometimes you have to learn how to say no. Sometimes, you know what I'm
saying?
saying?
No.
Sometimes you have to cut people off. And you know, it doesn't mean that you think you're better than, but for I call it self-preservation. But for my self-preservation, for my emotional health, guess what?
Bye-bye. And it's so interesting, Joanne, because just this week or last week, I was having a conversation with a friend, and he was talking about some things, and I realized, and I had kind of discovered this earlier, maybe about a couple of years ago. I said, I think he's a narcissist. And I said, not for sure. But this last conversation that we had, and he was going on about a situation between the two of us, something as it was very petty about going to dinner. Now, we were supposed to go out to dinner, but a year ago. And so jokingly, I said, well, where is my dinner? And well, not jokingly, but I brought it up. I said, you said we were going to dinner. And it was very clear to me that his perspective is, if I'm not going to benefit, I'm not doing it unless I do it when I get ready.
Wow.
And I'm thinking of all of the conversations we've had, the lending ear, the just whatever. And this is how you feel about our friendship.
Wow.
I told him, I said, I'm done with you. And I was done because of just how he was presenting himself and how it was making me feel emotionally.
Yes.
So we really have to guard ourselves and guard our hearts, our minds, you know, because we're like you said, we're living in a time in a society where it's me, it's greed, forget you, unless you can help me.
That's right. You're only in my life for what you can do for me.
For what you can do for me. And that's just absurd.
And it's sad. And so, you know, we have to, you know, people laugh at affirmations and all that kind of stuff. Don't laugh at that. Talk to yourself. Tell yourself, I deserve this. I'm worthy of this. You know, people who want to pull you down all the time. People who, when you're trying to do better, you think you're better now just because you either got your education or you got a new job or a new car or a new something or whatever, or you trying to move forward. If those people are pulling you down like that, sometimes it's time to let them go. It's time to move forward. It's time to say la vie. I talk to you when I see you.
Exactly.
I see you when I see you.
Yeah.
You know, if you cross the street, what's that old song? If you see me walking down the street,
walk on by.
Walk on by. And sometimes you have to have that attitude for your self-preservation. I'm not saying you should have that attitude all the time, but sometimes you have to have that attitude. Because especially when you want to do better, and like you said earlier, when you know better, you do better. And so that's what that is. And so take care of your emotional health. Take care of your heart. Don't let people dog you out, run you down. Don't use you. Then you have your psychological health.
Okay.
Health. And so, you know, that we see that in the world today too.
Yes, we do.
What do they call it? That mental health.
That mental health.
Everybody, folks going around shooting everybody, and just that mental health, that psychological health is major.
It's major.
It's major. So you have the depression, and you have you have all of this stuff that's going on, and life can be hard sometimes. So it does mess with our psyche sometimes. It does mess with us, but we have to take the time to sit and reflect. And what do I need to do, especially when you feel yourself going into those those depths, those spaces. What do I need to do? And if counseling is something that you need to do, go get counseling.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with getting counseling.
Not at all.
I'm not crazy. I don't need nobody to tell me. No, sometimes you just need somebody that knows how to maneuver and to guide you, to talk to you, to ask you the right questions, to, you know, to help you come out of that, or just to help you feel better about who you are.
Who you are. And especially when there has been a devastating situation like a transition of a loved one or a friend or
Yes.
spouse, and you're grieving, and then sometimes you don't even know you're grieving, and then sometimes you don't even know how you're interacting with other people.
Yes.
And it's really, you know, vital that you get a helping hand.
Yes.
You know, because you not wanting people to think that you're not crazy.
It make it think you're crazy.
Like you're crazy.
No, it's true, but it's
yes.
true. I'm okay. Because I know that's me. I can be, and I'm okay. I'm fine. And I'm going deeper and deeper, deeper, deeper. I'm fine. You know, until somebody or I sit and I have to sit and reflect. Okay, you know what? You're not fine.
Right.
You're not fine. You need to go talk to somebody. So
exactly.
You need to do something. You know, get out of the TV. Get off of these pads and these phones.
Right.
And do some self work. Do some self work. And self evaluation is not easy.
No,
self evaluation can be hard.
You shape
because you have to be honest with yourself.
With yourself.
You have to be honest with yourself.
And the crazy thing is when it's time for you to look into that mirror, and you sneak that mirror up and and put it back down. But you have to be strong enough to look yourself in the mirror, and not necessarily literally, but you know what is going on with me. You had said just a few seconds ago about affirmations, and what came to mind as growing up in Burns Avenue, how we would have those devotional books. And as you said it, that came to mind, and I said, wow, those books are the daily devotion books. I can't remember the names of them.
And we still have them. We still have them. They come out. New one comes out every year.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They have them for men, for women, for families, for children.
Oh, great.
Yes, we still have them.
I need to get one of those.
Okay.
But you know, they were affirming not only about you and your Christianity and your Christian walk, but about yourself. And I cannot remember anyone particular, but I can remember reading and how I felt after reading them and being like uplifted and thinking, wow, I have another opportunity. And I was a child then, but just thinking, wow.
Yes. Yep. And so that segues into the spiritual health.
Oh, yes, it does.
That's right. It segues right into, because they do. That is self-help, your spiritual help, you know, your prayer, your meditation, your reading, like you say, reading those devotionals in the morning. When I do my devotional, when I do my lesson study, you know, it gives me something that I can make it through today.
Right.
That no matter what comes my way, it might not always be a good day, but guess what? I have a hope.
A hope.
I have a hope. I have a faith. I have a God that says, you know what, I'm here with you.
Right.
And we're going to make it. You're going to make it through because I'm right here with you. And when you do those things, and I look forward, because I'm to the point now where I don't even want to start my day. When I open my eyes, the first thing I do is pray and thank God for another day.
Yes.
Thank him for another day. And then I want to read something. I need to read. It's like I'm hungry, you know.
Exactly.
So that's my spiritual food. So I need to read something that he's going to tell me today. And a lot of times it's right on point. Right on point. And sometimes I might not use it today, but guess what?
You'll use it eventually.
That comes when I'm going to use it. So with those 4 points, you know, and I think that's what the world is missing today, is that spiritual.
Yes, it is.
That's spiritual, because everybody is out for themselves, what they do for themselves, what they, you know, I want it now, so I'm going to get it now, however I can get it. And so, and it's sad. It's sad, but we need to refocus. We need to refocus, each of us, each and every day. So our emotional health, our physical health, our psychological health, and our spiritual health. We need to focus on those 4 things. I would say if you could do it for January, I bet you come. Well, we're almost at the end of January, but I challenge you for February to focus on those things: emotional, physical, psychological, and spiritual. And if you have to pick one, just pick one that you really feel like you need for February,
right?
And come and talk to us at the end of February and see
how about that
where you are at the end of February.
And you know what? It just takes baby steps.
Baby steps.
Just take a little step. I like how you said if you can't work on all 4, choose one.
Choose one.
Choose one. And you know, it will change your not just the inner person, but the atmosphere around you. And especially if you're married or if you have children or if you have both and you're in the same household, the other people are going to notice something different.
Something different.
Even if they don't say it, they're going to like, okay, he didn't pop off on me. When he started reading a devotion, he stopped eating pork chops. Oh, he's not doing fried food anymore.
Right.
You know.
Oh, you walking? What you mean? You walking?
What's going on?
To the gym? What you mean you going to the gym? Oh, look, you're not on your phone. You reading a book? What?
Right. You're not on your phone. So it's very important for us to embrace those 4. Give us those 4 again.
Yeah. They are emotional, physical, spiritual, and psychological.
Psychological.
Yeah.
These are tools that will help change you, because that's the only thing, Joanne, that we can change in any situation is us. I can't change Joanne to do nothing.
Right.
I can only change Rufus.
That's right.
You can't change your spouse. You can't change your children. You can't. None of that.
None of that.
You can
only change you.
Those 4 principles.
You can only change you. And it's okay. And I call it self-preservation.
How about it? Self-preservation.
And self-preservation is not selfishness.
No, it's not.
It's not selfishness. Self-preservation and self-help is totally different than selfishness.
Yes, you're right. And Martha Jean the Queen would always say, "You're all you've got."
That's right. If I don't take care of this.
If you don't take care of this, I'm getting away from you. I'm getting away from me. Because I used to hear people say, I just got up and I was just mad. Just mad.
I feel sorry for you.
I'm like, really? You're mad at who?
Who did what?
Who did what?
Yeah.
And we just, those points and those principles will really enhance your life.
Yes.
And my life and anyone who will just dare to venture out and try it. And Joanne has put out a call to action. Try at least one.
At least one.
And just do a little small step. Maybe you don't want to read the entire chapter in the Bible or a whole devotional day. Just read a little.
Write something. Journal.
Journal.
Journaling is awesome.
Oh my God.
Journaling is so freeing, and journaling is truly awesome.
It is.
And then you can go back and see, where you were or what your thoughts were. It's like, wow, I've changed my thoughts, or I've changed how I feel about something. So journaling is wonderful, but get a book and just write a sentence in it, every day. Just one sentence every day.
I love that.
The bed, keep it by your bedside, write a sentence. I had a good day. I didn't have a good day. or something, because when you start doing that, then you'll start writing more and more. And guess you'll be surprised what journaling can do.
And you will have a sense of accomplishment with it, with your journaling, because as you say, you're going to reflect and see where you were,
yes,
where you are, and where you want to go.
Yes.
And that's how we should be. And this is a great way to end January, and an awesome way to start February, focusing on at least one of those principles, if not all of the principles. Right. And that will change us. Mm-hmm. That will definitely change us. Yeah.
Yes.
So in closing, what do you have to say to us?
Oh my goodness, that Jesus loves you. And if nobody told you today, Talking To loves you, and we thank you for watching Talking To.
I know that's right, Joanne.
And I love you and can't do nothing about it.
How about that? I love it too. Well, everybody, we've had a great show today, and I want to just leave everybody and encourage everyone to be a better person, to be a better you, not for anyone other than you.
Just for you, and go Lions.
And go Lions. Joanne, have a great evening.
You too, and a wonderful week.
Yes, and we will be here with everyone next week.
Yes,
we will be talking the talk on Talking To.
Yes.
Have a great one.
Peace.